We are in Buenos Aires, Argentina today, right around twilight, walking around the Belgrano neighborhood. I literally just said that. That's literally exactly what I said. Belgrano neighborhood is a very central area of town, not touristy at all. Really densely populated, lots of 10 and 12-story buildings lining this main shopping district. And to me, it feels a lot like New York City. It feels a lot like, I don't know, Midtown Manhattan or the Upper East Side. Very great part of town to live in without a car. Very walkable, very livable city. You have to be careful like any city, but I found it to be quite safe in Belgrano. You can see this ladies walking by with their purse out, not super worried. You'll see people on their cell phones, not super worried. Always a good sign. And since it's not a tourist neighborhood, a lot of these stores are very useful. Like that's a pharmacy right there. It's not all just high-end restaurants and gift shops and stuff that normal people don't use. It's stuff that normal people do use. Look, I could go in there and buy a blanket. Oh, hello. This street I'm on is like the main drag in town, the main commercial shopping district. If you go one block over to the right or left, it gets a little quieter, a little more residential. You might not want to live on this street if you don't like noise. I lived on a main street like this in my neighborhood. When I lived in Buenos Aires, I lived in Palermo. Palermo's very touristy, lots of high-end restaurants and bars. I lived there because it was safe and because it was the nightlife epicenter of Buenos Aires. But if you wanted a more authentic experience, you'd find that here in Belgrano. Oh, hello. You can see the buses over there in the middle of the street. Buenos Aires has a pretty incredible public transit system. I used to take the buses all the time. There's a lot of cities I don't take the buses in, but Buenos Aires, buses are very safe, very fast. And they just have not kept up with raising the prices with inflation, so you can ride the bus for like 11 cents. But you do have to get a hold of a Subte card to ride the bus, and when I was living in Buenos Aires, they were very hard to get a hold of. I was lucky I got one. You can also Uber around, reasonably cheap. But Uber was like not as cheap as some South American cities. In Medellin, I could Uber around my neighborhood for like $2. In Buenos Aires, about 5 or 6. But the buses were great, and the metro is amazing. That yellow sign up on the left that says Subte, that's the metro. Subway station. Another Subte, another subway station. People pouring out onto the street. Oh, hello. I think that's an old movie theater on the left that's since been closed down. I mean, you can see how good the bus service is. They're like non-stop. Always a bus coming. Except for the 57. You'll grow old waiting for that bus. Anywhere I go in the world, you can't escape the Golden Arches. They got a McDonald's basically everywhere. That store on the left is called a bazaar, where you get like kitchen stuff. Really hard to find in Buenos Aires anything like a Walmart or a Target where you could get home goods. You had to go to these bazaars and it's all just cheap Chinese crap, except it's not cheap. Argentina has a huge import tax on anything made outside of the country, so if you found a pair of Nike sneakers that are $75 US in the States, in Argentina, they'd be equivalent of $150 US. Same thing with electronics. A $1,000 MacBook is now $2,000. That's a Carrefour market. If you've been to Europe, Carrefour's a French grocery store. All over France, all over Spain. That was kind of nice for me to see Carrefour in Buenos Aires. I was like, something a little bit familiar. Hug it out. Hug it out. Get out of my way! Oh man, could you see how frustrated I was? I had to get past that couple, they were driving me mad. That's like my biggest pet peeve, people that just mosey down the sidewalk like they got nowhere to be. A man is just casually pulling up his gym shorts. I got somewhere to be, man. Get out of the way. They're not, what is the word in Japanese culture? Mindful. They're not mindful of other people around them. Oh, that's a pretty bag. I love all the city dogs. They're used to people. They don't freak out anytime someone gets near them. It's not like a country dog who goes absolutely bonkers anytime someone gets near the house. They're city dogs are chill. They're used to it. You know, unless they see one of their city dog enemy dogs. And they gotta go absolutely bonkers. Let them know who's boss. Those Levi's are probably well over $100 US. Apparently I was very interested in the purse shop and the underwear shop. Now you guys know. Now you guys have seen the purse store and the underwear store. Focusing on the important stuff. Libros! This store right here on the left is called a kiosco. Kiosco is like an Argentine convenience store, like a 7-Eleven or a Circle K. They're all over the place. They got all the convenience store stuff, and then you can also get like SIM cards there. And you can bring cash in and give it to them and say, hey, can you put this on my SIM card? And they'll charge it up for you. I guess for people who don't use credit cards or don't want to do it on the internet, you can do it in person in the store. I actually did it that way. It was easier than doing it on their complicated website. You can also refill your subway card at the kioscos. Imported goods are expensive in Buenos Aires, but food is really cheap and really good, especially steak. I was buying steaks in the grocery store there for about $1.60, $1.70, something that would have cost me $15, $16 in the grocery store in the States. Baby door. Another subway station. Man with a sweater tied around his shoulders in a jaunty manner. Jaunty. Another kiosco. And another subway station? I swear when I'm looking for subways, there's never that many of them. I think what's going on here is there's like 4 different ways to get into the subway around this intersection, so you're seeing a couple of them. There's not that many stops. It's kind of like different access points to the same station. Oh, hello. It's getting dark. I better go home. Can't be walking around all night. Hasta la próxima, chicos.